get the vibe. Sudowrite rhythm, let the stories come alive. From the spark of desire to a burn.
Hello everyone, this is the bonus video for the Homeroom Engine Back to School Middle Grade series, part 2 of 4. So at the start of the session, John asked me to provide you a way for you to generate your own market analysis from ChatGPT. So on the screen you can see here the universal market analysis command that you can ask at ChatGPT, and when you do that you ask for a deep research. So I don't think it's possible with the free version, but with the paid version you normally have this deep research option, and this is how we get our deep research done for you to have the best possible outcome on your story. So this is the command which is also inside our doc, which I will show you now. So in the doc that I made for you, which has a lot of information included, as we have all our past session in that document, and during the session I did ask everyone to pay attention to day 2, as it is session 2 out of 4. So day 2, and go under ChatGPT command, and the universal market analysis framework is right there. All you have to do is to copy this whole portion all the way from little I don't know what you call those little guillemets there, double guillemets, to go double guillemets and enter the genre and subgenre inside this. I give you also a few middle grade series top market. So these are the top market, and then there's sub market underneath. So you can choose which one you are going to write about. And there's quite a bit of information here, and also an example on how I did mine. Fantasy and adventure slash fantasy and adventure slash mythology inspired, and I got my own market to put inside my own series for this. So here we have the Notion document that John is using to show us about his market overview. So the one I showed you on how to get your own is the first one, market overview. The series foundation, I think it's good. We don't need to extract and make different one. Maybe in the future, but for now this one is on change. And the third one is the brainstorm series idea. So John having the Cozy Robot Bedtime and the Cozy Published Monster Bedtime Story. So I guess I can show you how to change and what kind of series idea you can ask ChatGPT as you do the change. So here we are in ChatGPT, and I use 5. And here's one of the questions. Can you reverse engineer this market? So here we don't have a market. We have a cozy fantasy. So a guide to creating, how we can ask that. So story rules for cozy fantasy. You can use this in daisy chain. Okay. To help support and brainstorm. So guide to creating cozy. So I simply put down, can you reverse engineer story world rules for cozy fantasy? And give me the question or command to reproduce in other market question, or reproduce for author and author stories. And then we enter the file in question. So I did go get the guide to creating cozy plushie story and just click go to get this going. So reverse engineering the cozy fantasy. So we put that inside the document. So this is where you will be able to find this. If I can insert a line. There we go. So I also asked to get some top seller or the trending inside that middle grade. And this is a few emerging pattern trend you might want to tap into. So you can ask the blend of fantasy plus real emotion, get the information beside retelling, mashup, comfort, mystery, balance, strong sense. I will ask a few more questions and give you an example. So here is one of the command that I got. So basically you change the cozy mystery, will not puzzle adventure for what you're looking for, and get your own for your bedtime story that reflect the one you are writing about. So let's see how that goes. So ask everything in deep research. And then it's going to think for what it's looking for, or ask me some questions. Just as clarify, generate a full story world rules for cozy mystery, da da da. Aim at middle grade readers. Would you like to learn more towards contemporary setting like modern small town or school, or you prefer something more timeless? So when you get me to these questions, I normally say please all. And then it's going to do the research. So like I used to do before, I take the untitled, I bring it down so I don't have to create a new one. From here, we go and put our prompt. Let me just remove the one and fix it. So after you fix the 5 scene, go in here and remove the third person. It's not actually bad to have it. I got some cute little information by putting it at the first person POV and present tense. So you can play with that. So I will leave it at that because I kind of find that was very cute because it says the author is looking and she's thinking, yada yada. So that was informative that way. So you can play with that and have fun. We are writing for children after all. Then we ask to be done with excellent. You can see my excellent already have a few examples of how I want the story written, and you generate. Quick resume here. Do not do any kind of quick fixing, just tell it to work and do the information you're looking for. So as you can see, it's basically telling me a small story about all the 10 series possibility, that the author needs some coffee, time log is also going on, and the choice of the high concept is the word eaters series. And from there, you can start your story. All right. Just as a reminder, I forgot to do something. I forgot. So as you can see here, I got my information I was looking for. And then all you have to do after that is to click on this little arrow up, download. You can have both, but the Sudowrite need the Microsoft Word document. Then you go inside your information here, your Sudowrite, and you start working on that. Let's see if I have the right one. So first we have to import and try to go fast on that. First we have the fantasy chapter book market. Open. Next, we have to import the middle grade series foundation. And last is the one you made or the one John is talking about, the Brain Series Idea Guide to Creating Cozy Robot or Cozy Plush. Let's see if we can get the new one we got done. So story world rules for Cozy Mystery, middle grade. So we have our fantasy, which is getting to get linked to the middle grade series foundation. So the 3 dot connected to the fantasy chapter. Done. And then the next one is the story world, the new one that I got done for mine. And you link it to the middle grade foundation. And then you create a new blank. And that one is linked to the story world, Cozy Mystery. And then again, you do the scene. You can go back into the first one I did because it's all correct. Copy this and bring it here. I will read the other one, see if we make a big difference to DaisyLink or not. First person present tense, transform to excellent. Write down, use it, and generate. So I'll go fast on this, generate, and get the outline, write the story, and jump into where we're supposed to be to do the second book. The writing, so I'm looking at the first book in the series called Mup and Magic. Not sure how that happened, I got a really big screen, but here you can see there's 2 different ones. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. You can have 2 different ones to go with. This one is talking in, I think it's in number 3, scene number 3, where you have the structure chapter breakdown, total of 12 chapter, prologue, epilogue, the amount of words and everything else supposed to be there. So what it's giving you is a very short prologue chapter. Sometimes it gives you a very good idea or very good story just by using the sentence right here. Or you can go to the next one, which is 5, which give you a much more intense information. So the epilogue and all that. So it starts where it's so big I'm afraid to move. The prologue here, so you copy everything, remove all the stars and attach everything together. And this way you can have the whole information too. So there's 2 ways to go about writing the first book. You can use the big one here or the shorter one, which is only 1 sentence, and both will give you a good story, 2 different story with similar story baseline, but different branch like in a tree. So enjoy this part. So here I got my story done, and that's where we do start a new blank document, and we normally copy the whole information inside the scene. So for me, I go inside my vellum and fix it there before I bring it inside. So I finish fixing my scene. I have the information I'm looking for. I will put all of it together here. You know what? I will put all of it. I want to see what it's going to do with that. And then we have the extra instruction to put down here. So now that we have our outline inside our scene box, it's time to put the extra information that we're looking for here. So in the extra, we go inside John information. You can put the low middle grade reader 8 to 10. For me, I fixed that to middle grade reader. And I put 8 to 13. You can put 8 to 16, and I do kind of make the story with more harder words and things like that. So it says a blend of third-person perspective and witty aside. All the information here. You can fix it the way you want. You can fix the pace, the dialogue, the tense. For me, I will put it at the present tense. First person, not third person. Even though the third person do a very interesting information. So let's leave it at the third person, but at the present tense. It's giving a very interesting perspective when you do that. So you go here, every character thought at the present tense, and just make sure this is at excellent. I don't leave it on muse. And I have to move some things here so I can see what I'm doing. Excellent. Now there's a few more things to do in the story Bible. Let's go and get our information. So right now I changed the genre as fantasy adventure for maximum world building plus merchant potential, and mystery, cozy, or spooky for endless repeatable cases. See what that's going to do as a change in a genre, and then we can go get our style, which is this one here, third person. So you can go all the way to read aloud, third person, and you bring that into the style box. I will remove that and get a bit less, but I want to have the read aloud. So read aloud. Let's see if we have enough. It doesn't tell me how many words it's highlighting. $37. So I went in ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to rewrite the style and make it in 40 words. A fast-paced third-person present tense style with deepened narration, heavy dialogue, and witty aside, raw, irreverent voice, expose flaws through action, short paragraph punch, chapter break at every scene, each expanding seamlessly delivery, gritty realism, humor, and suspenseful read-aloud momentum. And from there, I think we're ready to go if we keep following John's workflow. We're not shorting anything, and we generate. Right now it's working pretty good. Scene 1, the series, the name, the prologue. 7,000 words. Not sure why it is, but I'll get back to you when it's done and we'll keep on going. So here I got my story done, and that's where we do start a new blank document, and we normally copy the whole information inside the scene. So for me, I go inside my vellum and fix it there before I bring it inside. So I finish fixing my scene. I have the information I'm looking for. I will put all of it together here. You know what? I will put all of it. I want to see what it's going to do with that. And then we have the extra instruction to put down here. So now that we have our outline inside our scene box, it's time to put the extra information that we're looking for here. So in the extra, we go inside John information. You can put the low middle grade reader 8 to 10. For me, I fixed that to middle grade reader. And I put 8 to 13. You can put 8 to 16, and I do kind of make the story with more harder words and things like that. So it says a blend of third-person perspective and witty aside, all the information here. You can fix it the way you want. You can fix the pace, the dialogue, the tense. For me, I will put it at the present tense. First person, not third person. Even though the third person do a very interesting information. So let's leave it at the third person, but at the present tense. It's giving a very interesting perspective when you do that. So you go here, every character thought at the present tense, and just make sure this is at excellent. I don't leave it on muse. And I have to move some things here so I can see what I'm doing. Excellent. Now there's a few more things to do in the story Bible. Let's go and get our information. So right now I changed the genre as fantasy adventure for maximum world building plus merchant potential, and mystery, cozy, or spooky for endless repeatable cases. See what that's going to do as a change in a genre, and then we can go get our style, which is this one here, third person. So you can go all the way to read aloud, third person, and you bring that into the style box. I will remove that and get a bit less, but I want to have the read aloud. So read aloud. Let's see if we have enough. It doesn't tell me how many words it's highlighting. $37. So I went in ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to rewrite the style and make it in 40 words. A fast-paced third-person present tense style with deepened narration, heavy dialogue, and witty aside. Raw, irreverent voice expose flaws through action, short paragraph punch, chapter break at every scene, each expanding seamlessly delivery, gritty realism, humor, and suspenseful read-aloud momentum. And from there, I think we're ready to go if we keep following John's workflow. We're not shorting anything, and we generate. Right now it's working pretty good. Scene 1, the series, the name, the prologue, 7,000 words. Not sure why it is, but I'll get back to you when it's done and we'll keep on going. So, okay, we got our story written. We read it, we look at it, we fix it, we extend all the correction you have to do. Now you want to do book number 2 of that series. How do we do that? So the very basic first step that we showed, because there's many ways to go about it, but the very, very basic step right now is to go to the first one that we did, the all the information. So we have like brainstorm the 10 series, yada yada yada. So this one here, we basically we can duplicate it or continue from here. So for me, I prefer to do a duplicate. So I know that this one is talking about book 1 and this one will be book 2. So at this one here, I can go and add B1, as for me, I know what that's mean when you actually leave me, right? And it's pretty dark right now, it's late. It's book 1. Here we know it's the story and the copy of it. That one will be B2. Oh, not B2, B2. There you go. Now what John showed us here says create an outline for book 2. John also used at some point that you can use create a book with 18 chapters. You can add more information to this if you want to, or you can keep it as the first one. So to be very, very clear, here John, instead of just saying create an outline for book 1, here would say create an outline for book 2. John put down create a 18 chapter outline for book 2, which he also put down on book 1, create 18 chapter outline for book 1. I personally put nothing. I just leave it as create and leave the AI to create whatever it wants to create the number of chapter. So here we go at 6. We copy 5. So I did highlight everything. C'était le copy. And I pass it at 6. And instead of book 1, I put book 2. Now the part where things can get a bit funky is, do you leave it as what it was before at the third person omniscience, at the present tense, which is, I believe that's what we did here, because I thought it was interesting to keep it at that. We're supposed to be at the first person. So this is, so when we did create the story, the POV change. So my book 2, I will put it back again at the first person as the author is talking at present tense. Now you go at the end of the first full information we got. You can put yourself here a small note that you're working on book 2, so you'll know where you are. You can also use some of the nice information we have up here. You can actually work on your text inside Sudowrite. And now we're going to say we want to generate, so still at excellent, drop down, and you say now we want to generate 6. Here you go and click continue where the text in the document leave off. So tag this on, click on 6, and click generate. So right now it's asking, says you want to expand the scene. We don't want to expand the scene. We want it to create our next book outline and information. And he's going to read back what he has also. One thing that we also want to make sure is supposed to be a link. So the daisy link, it's there. At this point, it's also up to you where you want to daisy link this. Because book 1 is daisy linked to the story, so book 2 I would go and daisy link to B1, or you can put at the end of the story Mop and Magic, which is your story of the book. But I will daisy link to B1. Again, this is up to you where you want to daisy link this. This is my decision to put it there. And different way of daisy link, all your story will definitely generate different story, different version, and sometimes can surprise you very much on what comes out of it. So it's daisy link, so we're going to click generate, and it should generate book 2 outline that we can actually start book 2. So as you can see, it says book 2 with the detailed chapter Bible from the Cloud Kingdom Crisis complete. I shift my focus to book 2. Now it's telling us that series name, Trouble in Bubble City. Then we have the prologue, and it's going to write that nice outline. It's still having all the same character. If there's someone new, it's going to show up. And we do the same thing for book 2 that we did for book 1. So we're going to take the outline, fix it, create a new blank one, and bring that in. There is many ways of doing that, but the basic one, at this point, this is what we do. This is the basic, very basic workflow. If you want to do a lot more and get your word building and character cards and a lot more information to have a much deeper story, we can also go to plan B and plan C. So let's see if we can stay this way for the basic one and then show you plan B and plan C. Okay, now we have our outline. So I copy the outline and I fixed it inside my vellum. Now I'm going to create a blank one. Open my draft, and I'm going to pass the fix outline. Then I'm going to go get the magic of the extra instruction from the first one. Ctrl all, Ctrl copy. Going to bring it in here in the extra instruction. And this one will be linked to the book 1 and not to the information on the outline. So I'm going to connect book 2 to the book 1, the story itself, so it has a continuity from the story, because my story has an epilogue and a prologue, and the same thing here. So it's going to catch up and finish that. So from here, things stay pretty much the same. This one is at the third person present tense, so we're going to put it back here at the third person present tense. All the information is there, and this is how we're going to write book 2. We choose excellent, use it, and generate. We don't shorten anything, we just go and click generate. So book 2 is getting written. With a bit more information that okay, so it gave us information about the first story and our character, so it'll be interesting to go and read that, because I did put a bit more information here. I put book 2 chapter Bible, trouble, da 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 da, and it's giving me this information here before he's writing the prologue. So I did put more, I did ask for more to start writing the story, the development, or how the character develop, and the world building and things like that. So that's another way to go about it. And then the prologue start over here, and it keeps writing chapter 1 and so on. Looks pretty good so far, and we're going to let him finish that story. We're still doing pretty fine. 10,000, 11,000 words. Book 2, chapter 5. Still going. 16,000. When we chapter 8. Chapter 9. Chapter 10. Going to have a nice size book here. So, all right, he finished book number 2 at 22,794. I know it's probably about just 22,000 words because the start of it is information. And I'm going to show you the how to bring this book into a series. All right, so this is the first way to go about doing a story without having to import or export anything. We just go one after the other. I can do the same thing with book number 3, or there is the second way of going about it, which is take book number 1, the book, not just the outline, and then export that after you fix it, obviously, into a doc. When it's in a doc, you go out, you can start a new project in here. Actually, it should be not a new project, it should be a new folder. You open that folder and then you import. Now we have something new. Import your novel, bring a work in progress, and complete the novel in Sudowrite. We'll split it into chapter and create a detailed story Bible. Train Sudowrite to sound more like me. Create a private My Voice model based on this work. Okay, we can do that. Now import the one we just upload. Open. now we have book 1, and Sudowrite is going to create our story Bible, bring our character in, synopsis, and breakdown of our story. So during that time, nothing stops you from going back into this one here, or even number 2 here, because this number 2 has book 1 and book 2, and you can go and ask for the outline for book 3. So as I did the first time, book 1, book 2, I'm going to duplicate book 2, and this is my outline that I'm duplicating. And here I will ask for book 3. So here I'm going to change that to book 3. And as we did before, I'm going to ask to create book 3 without any fluffy, anything more than that. So book 3. But obviously, at any point you want to add things, anything that book 1 had, like you can ask for number 4 to get more information about the book. Nothing stops you from doing that. So it's like create a full book 1 series pilot plan for development, including the logline, elevator pitch. So nothing stops you from doing this one here, including reader hooking, prologue, and next book seeding epilogue. So we know that it's going to do the seeding anyway, but if you want more information, nothing stops you from going over here and go here and just say create book 3 series pilot plan to development and see what it's going to do. I mean, there's nothing to beside credit. If you have the credit, why not? So you go and you do that. And I did like the omniscience, or this one I slam, so it should be at the first person for doing my outline. When I do the story, it goes to the third person. So here we go to the end. It's not necessary, but I like to go to the end, and sometimes I like to do like John said, just add a few things so I can figure out where it starts from. So we know that I want the two last ones, 7 and 8, and we have the continue where the text end up to keep on going. So, and we just say, go ahead and generate. You don't do anything about the shorten, and you just generate. So it's going to generate my outline and brainstorming book 3 of the series. Now the problem with this, we cannot get out of that. So if I want to go see what's going on with the other one, I would have to go this way. That's not this one. That would be, oh, sometimes the faster than we are. No, that's not it. Sorry. This one. So it's still extracting nice at the character 6 out of 7. Okay. One thing that John is doing is once it's imported, I'm going to open it. And the first thing he says is doing is deleting the outline, because the outline is already over here, one after the other. What you can do, you can also, if you want to preserve this one for any reason, you can just keep copy the outline, which is all right there, the little square on the outline beside the add button. And you can simply go into here and create a blank. And you can pass in the outline. So you can just add, this is the import doc outline. Or something to remind you that this is the outline that was done when you imported the document, whichever make you feel comfortable. And then in the trash here, one thing we do is we take the original information, which is book 1, and we restore it. Unless they did that now, because at some point I think they actually did, but I don't think it's done yet. So we just bring it back here. So we have the title, the prologue. So we have everything, but all in separated document. So if you want to link to your first book, you have to take it out of the garbage bin and bring it in. So, and you can fix a few things. If you want to go and delete all the scene words and things like that, you can go ahead and do that. You can use the magnifier there and find all the words and all the, like this here, which is always a bit annoying, and just say replace them all by, the problem with this one, you have to put a space to replace them all. Do the same thing with star and things like that you can do. Let's see if we can remove the scene words. So find scene one by one, and we just go and delete because it takes a lot of space between them. So find the next one, delete. Look at all the space that get between all these, and you get the next one. So basically I just cleaned up all the scenes and a few other things, make it nicer and more fun for me to look at. And then you can go to the outline, like I said, now that you have saved it, and you can just go and delete it. So 3 dot, delete. Sorry. Okay, as I go back in our class with John, and his next step after that is to operator, and I'm trying to figure out which outline does he import to do the operator, because now we have the original outline that was import here, and we also have the outer outline which is been done into the outer system here, which is basically this is book 2. We did ask for book 3, but I think we may have moved out too early and it's gone. Anyway, so we have book 2, which we should have at the bottom the new outline. So for what I can see in the video, I think it's taking this one and not the new one which was imported through the importation document. Let me double check that. All right, so let's see. So I grab book 2 outline that was fixed, corrected, and we're going to bring it inside our series. And I believe this is the one is using to do the operator. So operator, and you simply pass in the full outline that you got. So, and you just click go. And that will create your operator card that we put in our world building. In our world building, I have a card, which I believe it's called operator chapter guide. So I'll just create this guy. And then I will go get the operator for book 2, which basically it's a guide to keep the AI on the spot to write the story. So like we say, there's so many ways to go about it. You got to figure out your workflow. So you can try one, you can try the other, and see which one give the best story for your workflow. And then after that, you know this is your workflow, so you follow it, and you're pretty much getting the best story each time. So as John is doing, we're going to change this to TR for operator, and then we have this card. Now, there's one thing that I like to bring to your attention. My editor is always that's one of the pet peeve that some of them has, but mine definitely is we have a lot of figure which we don't know what their sex is, so they call it they or them as a cloak figure. It's not a an animal or a furniture, so it's a person. So the AI will do that. If you know the sex of the cloak figure, I suggest that you do the change right here as soon as you can. Go check your character because the AI has seriously a lot of they and them or male and female name, which maybe in your area of the world a name is for a male, but other area of the world is a female. Like one of my story, it's about what's the name of that character again? Okay, so not that we stay too long on that, just make sure your character has the gender you're looking for. Fix their names before it's too late. They already have book one, so it should have been done in book one, but check because book two has different name because new figure gets involved in book two. So do all your reading and editing before you generate the book. Next one is basically the character card. So we'll see if I get the character card inside my, which last time I checked with the class, I did have it. Character arc, opus. There's different one too. There's opus, so character arc. So if you don't have it inside your plugins, you can go here and go ask for the character. Oop. By John. So we're looking for character arcs. Huh. So we have opus and echo, and they're both there. So the one that John used in the class was echo. I think it's cheaper than opus. So let's see if we can use the echo, and I will show you in the same time how to go about fixing that. So let's go back in, go in here, open this. Let's get a bit of fixing, reorder this menu. So we're going to, we need, this is what I use a lot. Description, brainstorm, spicy, no, the echo is right there. So we can bring this up because we're going to use it here. And we'll see what else we need. We have this one, which is great when you're not sure about the story, if it's well written or complete. John likes to use that one too. Beside that, we have a few other ones, but we'll see where we go from here. But this is how you can bring some of your most used plugin or the one item you use the most and bring them up. So now my character echo is right here, or yeah, the echo. So you click on it and you just click go. So here my character card, I don't think it finished. When it finished, like chapter 12, it finished at oh no, I think it's done. So chapter 12 finished at progress. Then we have POV, epilogue, POV, finish at progress. I think it's done. So basically I will copy that and we're going to bring it inside the world building under a card. So here I have character card arc guide. So create, and I'm going to put it through. You can name it whatever you want. So character arc CA. If we have to change it inside our extra instruction, we'll do that. Now, according to John, find out that these may not be needed anymore in the extra instruction because the Sudowrite actually go in the world building and look at them automatically. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, as we go here, one trick I like to give you guys is the outline that we use for operator and character arc is the outline that we imported earlier from the first project, which is, I believe, this one here. And for me, I got it right from the top part, which is this one. So because it's already fixed, so here's a trick. Instead of going back and forth, I'm not sure if you bring the outline inside operator and in the character cards, because our outline at this point is, let's get my mouse back here, the outline here is empty. Let's get something inside of it. Let's create a chapter and pass everything in here, which is what I normally do because we're going to use that outline to create the book anyway. So now operator and the card has a way to go because the way John is doing is plug in, they go and look at the outline. So just for the fun of it, I will redo the character cards and just click go. And now he's having automatically an outline to go look at. So the first one is here. Now the second one is going to be here with probably a bit more information, but we'll compare the words and a few things so I can see a bit of difference just looking at it very quickly like this. Because now he knows all the POVs from the outline that I passed in. And we know that outline from the piece 4, 5, 6 kind of having a lot of information in it. So 11, the epilogue, and it's done. So 20, 20, and the first one we did without passing the outline in, we'd have maybe put them side by side and see the difference between the two, and 2020. So funny enough, they both have as much information word-wise. So, and he finished by the catalyst trope stage transition note is a realization that he must guide the kids to face the growing threat. Let's see how he finished the other version. Not sure if I'm at the right one, so okay, that's the last one. Got to go slow to find the end of it. So he realized that he must guide the kids to face the growing threat. So this one is the same, then the same ending. So somehow it did have the outline information, because this is the one without the outline information. Unless I read the same one twice. He realized that he must guide the kids to face a growing threat. Interesting. So, didn't make a difference for the character guide. Alright, now that we have our character cards and our operator, we're going to go get the original style that we should have right here, that it's matching the first book, So for me, it's different because when I actually write the book and I went inside ChatGPT and I asked to fix the style, and I kind of like what it gave me. You can see my genre didn't change too much, but that actually did change here. So let's go back in, and in the style, I will enter the style I had, which is fast, third person present tense, which is good to remind me that's what I did. It has fairly good information here to go and work with. All right, next step. So next, I think it's time for us to almost ready to write book 2. So because I have my outline in chapter 1, I can click on this and create chapter 1. And in chapter 1, which is linked into your outline, you're going to connect it to the end of the book that you took out of the trash and attach it to this. So you have your continuity. Then we're going to open this part here because then we have to get basically, even though it's here, I'm going to go back and get it in here. Select all, copy, and I'm going to bring it inside the scenes. And it's already done very well. So we have a bit of information on book 2 and we have a prologue. You can play with that, you can leave it there or you can move it, read it. What I like to do normally is take this part because we already have it in here, but I like to put it in my extra down here so that the AI know even more there is a continuity going on and we have other extra to add. So hold on with me right here that I know it's all going to be at the present tense and third person POV. So make sure we have this already done. Excellent. With my information here. And what I did is I have idea or style of writing for both the genre, one for the middle grade and one for the adult, which I put in my notepad so I don't lose them. I just interchange so I don't have any problem with that in a way, shape, or form. And as the other books, when you do the extra instruction from the other book, you bring the same one. So just to make sure, if I did that in the first book, I'm going to go back in the first book and see what I did for book number 1. Go check the extra information here, and I put third person, tense, da da da. So, and I would just put middle grade 8 to 16. So go back and get this one to bring it back in to book 2 so that they have the same writing style. So you can see here the original was 8 to 10, and I got, I wanted to have a bit older kids to read. And that's what it is. And at this point, basically, we are ready to write in excellent. We're not shorting anything. We leave it go as that. So we have the whole book number 2, and we generate. And as you can see, it goes and write. The fun part after that is to go and read all of it. So once you get used to it, you can actually read kind of quickly with the AI as it goes and write. And you can see a few things jumping at your eyes that you take note, and you can stop it and keep it going. I rather getting to finish writing everything and go back in and fix it the way I want. So some of you are used to our old way of workflow where we says please use the chapter guide or the TR or the ghostwriter and thing like that inside our extra instruction. John find out that it's actually not required, that the way the Sudowrite has been done, it goes and find all the information in the story Bible in our world building automatically by itself. So basically is not hiding the information there anymore. We just have the card in the bottom, and the AI apparently is intelligent enough to go and get it and write properly with it. Bonus to us, a lot less to write, a lot more to work and read and edit it the way we want. So on this, I say happy writing. This is for your book 2, so bonus number 2, class session 2 out of 4 of middle class. Bonus number 2, so I kind of repeated myself, but that's what it is. And hopefully we'll see some of your story inside Discord. Have a super fun with this.
Manon and John, yeah, we set the vibe. Sudowrite rhythm, let the stories come alive. From the spark of desire to a burning flame, we teach you the craft and you play the game. Words like waves rolling on the sea, characters dance and set your passion free. Build a world, let the fire ignite. This is how we write, erotica, write it right. Write it hard, write it true, with fire, heart, and John guiding you. Sudowrite flow, reggae groove in the night. Come learn how to shine, how to burn, how to write right. Write it hard, write it true, with fire, heart, and John guiding you. Sudowrite flow, reggae groove in the night. Come learn how to shine, how to burn, how to write. Series strong, yeah, the readers stay. Cliffhangers calling, they can't look away. Plot and desire, rhythm and the beat, turn every chapter into heat so sweet. Raise your hand or drop it in the chat, we'll answer your questions, imagine that. Q&A time, we jam and we vibe. After the record stops, we still live. Write it hard, write it true, with fire, heart, and John guiding you. Sudowrite flow, reggae groove in the night. Come learn how to shine, how to burn, how to write, yeah. Write it hard, write it true, with fire, heart, and John guiding you. Sudowrite flow, reggae groove in the night. Come learn how to shine, how to burn, how to write. Write it hot, write it bold, turn your fantasies into gold. With Manon and John, the story ignite. Sudowrite reggae, feel the love tonight, yeah. Write it hot, write it bold, turn your fantasies into gold. With Manon and John, the story ignite. Sudowrite reggae, feel the love tonight. Write it hot, write it